to Encounters with Darkness. I'm Ashley, and we are doing some reacting to encounters of our encounters behind the scenes, so you know what was going through Melissa and I's head while we were on these investigations. Of course, we do have all sorts of podcast episodes that you can kind of check out if you want to know a little bit more when everything was fresh in our head and we were really diving into more of the history of these locations and what we experienced. But as far as the actual investigation, what was through our mind in those moments, it's kind of fun to go back and also see if we find something that we didn't realize we captured before. So who knows? Let's check this out. If anything, we'll get a good laugh. So
it's ghost time. It's ghost go.
Yeah, okay. So a lot of times whenever we first went on investigations, we had some major tech issues. Now, we kind of joke around about, was it the camera? Did we just not understand the settings at that time? I mean, it's really simplistic to use, so I'm not sure how we would have goofed, but maybe we would have goofed. If anything, we like to tease that our camera itself is a ghost detecting device, because anytime that we are around like legit paranormal activity or possible paranormal activity for all my skeptical friends, the camera would malfunction. Like, it would just quit recording the audio, or entire files wouldn't play. We still kind of deal with this. In the first year of going out in the field, we covered a lot of, I would say, urban legend hotspots more than we did going to buildings. But this was our first building, and it was part of a group investigation. One thing that I will have to say about group investigations is they are a lot of fun. But as far as going on a group investigation where you don't know everyone that you're with, it can be a little stressful if you're actually wanting to do a as professional as you can make it investigation. And I don't mean that in any type of negative way. Melissa and I have definitely talked about this before, because if there will be another group investigation, we're down for it. We're going to go to every single one of them that we can possibly go to. One, because we get to interact with more ghost hunting teams, and that's amazing right there, just to be able to trade stories, talk shop, share as much creepiness as we possibly can muster. But also, you get a lot of people just from the community of these locations that want to go investigate, but they want to do it in a very safe environment, you know, safety in numbers type situation. A lot of people will feel a lot more brave in that moment, especially if something creepy is happening, when they're surrounded by people. And it doesn't even matter if these are strangers to them or not. They're just being surrounded by someone else who is experiencing what they're experiencing, and it's just comfort. So we do like to be in that, to have that type of relationship building with people in the community. So it's a lot of fun. But as far as conducting a thorough investigation, you're not going to be able to do that on a group investigation. Will you still capture stuff? Possibly, you know? Who am I to say that you will or that you won't? But anything that you do capture, it's going to be a lot harder to prove that you captured something, especially if it's like an EVP, because you're in a group investigation, a large open area. You can't control who all is talking. You don't know who all is talking and what your camera's picking up and what it's not picking up. So people will always argue anything that you do find as, well, that was just someone else from the group. And touche, maybe it was, maybe it is, maybe it's not. We don't know, but it's hard to, my point is, it's hard to get a thorough investigation done when you're going on a group investigation. But I still recommend it. I still think everyone should do it. Have fun with your community and explore some of these places. Okay, so here, this is Melissa and I's first time going down into the basement, which is one of the main reasons why we wanted to get access to the Vehslage Building in Seymour, Indiana. So thank you, Access to the Paranormal, for being able to throw this event together and get lots of people from the community involved in it. It was just a fun experience in general. But the basement is something that has fascinated me for a very, very long time. Why? Because there is a supposed story that underneath Seymour there's this giant tunnel system. Now the story that goes into it is that the tunnel system was used with all of the older historic buildings, which the Vehslage Building definitely is, as a way for the business shops, you know, in the 1800s to be able to take their deposits to the bank. So all of these businesses all had a tunnel underground that would lead to the bank, so they could safely make their deposits without worrying about someone trying to come in and steal all of their profits, what have you. Seymour was kind of a rough and tumble town back in the day. We're home of the very first train robbers in American history. So, I mean, we're tough. Don't mess with us. We're tough. That's what I'm saying. Oh, we wanted to get down into the basement because this is where the access point is to the underground tunnel system. So were we trying to be a little bit nosy? Yes. So, yes, we were.
The camera keeps it.
But also we were just trying to find like a quiet space where it was just us and no one else, where we could try to do a little bit of an investigation. And yeah, we kind of got a little sad when we realized that there was people there. Sorry to keep pausing this, but one thing, of course, and the camera malfunctioned once again, even though it is fun to interact with the community, when you're there and you're in the moment, you really do want to try to have some sort of paranormal experience. So that is what we were trying to do. And you kind of want to tiptoe when you're around other people who are taking it just as seriously as you are, and they're trying to hold an investigation. You got two girls that just walked in. They're whispering to each other because it's pitch black in there. We couldn't really see. It was the night vision camera that I was like, oh, there's people in here. We got to go. So you don't want to just be standing off to the side and whispering nonstop. Again, people are going to think that there is an actual paranormal happening, occurring right then and there. And really it's just Melissa and Ashley in the very back of the room whispering to ourselves. So we were trying to stay quiet. We were trying to be respectful of everyone else that was holding their investigation, while also trying to find a very quiet place where we could hold our own investigation. So let's proceed.
I don't know if you guys can see, but you'll hear people talking.
So I think that this is one that did not pick up on camera, but Melissa saw it in the moment. We'll keep watching, but I'm not trying to remember it. There is that weird glitch that kind of happened in this general area. Oh, no, there is the orb. So I was wrong. Yeah. Now, when Melissa and I first teamed up, so this is our first time going on an investigation together, and it was a really weird one because, again, we're with a group of people that we don't know. But I was very skeptical in the beginning, like extremely skeptical. If you go back and you watch my very first investigation that I did at the Chestnut Street house in Seymour, Indiana, you can see that I'm really on that debunk mindset. Like anything weird that happens, I kind of want to debunk it. Reviewing and editing the footage, there was a part in a window that just kind of really freaked me out where I thought, did I capture an apparition? But other than that, I really didn't get any weird feelings from being in that house. I didn't feel like it was haunted. I don't know. There's a lot of people that did go to investigations there, Access the Paranormal. They were another one that had access to that location and was doing some group investigations there, raising money for the owner of the building. So that was really cool. And a lot of other people that was there. There was someone who got a scratch, someone had their hair pulled, someone was pushed. Like there's all these different people who had a story. So I was really, really psyched. Oh, sightings of shadow people, which was the whole reason why I was able to get into that building. Because at the time I was releasing my book, The Shatton, which is based around a shadow person, well, the Hat Man, if we want to get technical. and that figure had been known to be spotted in the Chestnut Street house. So I was invited to, you know, check it out, see if I could, you know, find any type of inspiration for my writing. So it was a really cool experience. But watching it, you can tell that I was very on the fence. Even though I have paranormal experiences of my own, I was definitely on the fence about, are ghosts real? So even here at the Vehslage Building, I was still very skeptical. Melissa, from the very beginning when she came on board, has been very gung-ho in believing in the paranormal. She's had some experiences that's just kind of changed the way that she views things. She's listened and read about a lot of paranormal activity that has just kind of swayed her into believing that the paranormal does exist, and she wants to try to capture evidence of it. I kind of went into this with the idea of, I just want to know that I'm not crazy. You know, basically, that everything that I experienced was something that actually happened, and I'm not losing my marbles. So that was kind of my outlook for the paranormal, and yeah, to get as much, you know, inspiration for my dark storytelling as I possibly could. But now things are definitely different. After we went on almost 2 full years of going on an investigation, things have happened that have definitely changed my mind about the paranormal. Orbs being kind of one of them that I've changed my mind about. So even this, when we captured it, and when Melissa pointed it out, of course, you want to take your partner seriously on everything that they're saying and that they're pointing out to you, because you're doing an investigation. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter if Ashley doesn't really think that orbs are orbs. If Ashley believes that it's a bug or a dust particle, I can't look at every single orb sighting as dust and a bug. You know, I have to actually take into consideration my partner's feeling something weird. There's something that pulled her attention to this general area, and she saw and recorded an orb on camera. So to me, that's evidence. I can't disprove any of this. Oh, now this...
You want to go back in there? Let's go back in here.
I did not, Melissa. I did not want to go back in there. This is like right underneath the stairs as you come down the basement of the Vehslage Building. This is like a little bathroom that's right underneath the staircase. The moment that I opened the door and I saw how narrow it was, I was instantly like, no. So one, I don't like basements. Just don't really care for them. 2, I definitely have a little bit of like a claustrophobic issue. So I did not want to go into, one, I'm in a basement. Okay. And then now we're going into this tiny little walkway of a room. Like, no. No, I did not want to go in there, but we did. So.
I'm like looking in here. This is the bathroom we were talking about. We can go in. Yeah, this is the one we were just don't use it.
Yeah. Like, lots of people in and out.
Person go first? Yeah, I can. Okay, so we're entering this really weird back.
Go, Melissa. So brave. I am claustrophobic.
Let me get some stuff out.
I'm pretty sure the camera like dies at some point in here too. So I'm already nervous. I don't like it in here. The camera ends up dying. That's like our only source of being able to see. Melissa's really the only one who can see right now because she's holding the night vision camera. And I'm trying to work the spirit box. The bathroom was gross. I cannot believe we set our bag down on that toilet. We were brave. I will forever hate this spirit box too. Every single time that we use it, I just, I hate it. It's so quiet. So yeah, as you can see, it's been boarded up, but this was kind of the entrance to the tunnel system. So hence why, you know, Ashley did finally push herself to go in, because the whole point was to get to the tunnel system. So yeah, there's the entranceway to the tunnel that's been sealed off. But this was probably one of the coolest moments that we have ever experienced on an investigation. So we had someone who wanted to sit down and join us while we were using the Necrophonic app, which we have a lot of people who don't agree with the Necrophonic app, and then we have a lot of people who are like, I've got good responses. Melissa and myself, we've got good responses. One thing which it started as kind of like a funny ha-ha, but now it's something that we do in almost every single investigation, is when we turn on the spirit box or the Necrophonic, any type of device that allows, you know, the idea is to allow the spirits to openly communicate with you with words, and we will pick out a word that we generally don't hear. You know, what's something, when you're thinking about it, what is something that you don't generally hear people ask in a paranormal situation? So the reason why we came up with this is because a lot of people will ask the exact same questions, right? When you go anywhere on an investigation, what's your name? When did you die? You know, do you need help? There's all of these different questions that get asked. So if this Necrophonic app is just regurgitating words in hopes that it's going to be a perfect matched response with one of your questions, we want to kind of toss it up a little bit. So we were thinking, no one ever asks the ghost, what's your favorite color? So it started off as a joke, but now we will constantly pick different colors. I mean, we'll go turquoise, periwinkle, it doesn't really matter. Each time we'll come up with like a different color. We'll say, hey, if there's anyone here with us, can you say the color pink? Can you say the color purple? Whatever. And we'll try to listen for that response. And a lot of times we get that response. We will have, you know, sure, yes, and then followed up a few seconds later with purple. So take it as you will, but we kind of dig that. It's a little bit of our thing. But we were already getting some really cool responses before this young lady asked to come and join us. So this is really cool.
You like saying purple before? You say purple? What's your name?
So we did. We got a really good response. It was so much fun. And no, my entertainment is not because of the young lady who jumps and gets jolted. It is not that. It's the fact that she came here. This young woman came here because she wanted proof of the paranormal. That's why anyone goes on an investigation. She wanted something to happen, and she got that. She got a little bit of what she asked for. She sat down with us. We were asking questions. She did let us know that she was kind of watching us for a little bit, and she was digging all of the responses that we were getting, which is why she nerved up enough to come and ask if she could sit down where she could hear a little bit more clearly. And, you know, yeah, she experienced firsthand some responses. Our investigation did continue. We went all the way up to the very top. The young woman did stick around with us, which we absolutely loved that so much. And we got even more like wild responses upstairs, but our camera died. At the time, we didn't have one of those nifty little portable plug-in charging packs. So once the camera was dead, we were done for. All right, so thank you all so much for watching. We're going to do more reaction videos of not just ours, our behind the scenes, as we're going to kind of tagline it, but we'll do other paranormal weird video reactions where we're either trying to debunk or we're pointing out something that the team did not catch for themselves. which a lot of paranormal teams, if they're anything like Encounters with Darkness, they're not going to point every single thing out. We want you, the viewers, to ghost hunt with us. Tell us if you see anything that's crazy. Tell us if you can debunk something that we thought we captured. We love to hear feedback. So again, we love you all so much. Stay creepy, like, comment, subscribe. It helps so much.